This is the Big O Show. 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 This is
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation. consultation, 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodyasdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Friends, Romans, and countrymen, epic deals await you at Toyota of Hollywood. You don't have to battle to get discounts of up to $4,500. Your chariot awaits. A Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our arena where everyone is victorious at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
everybody. Good morning, boys and girls. And it's always a good morning when we are here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Yes, sir. Got Larry Schlossberg behind me. He's probably grabbing his guitar right now, jamming. They're always jamming because they're jamming like they are the number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Nobody's better when it comes to Acuras right here than Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. But then again, I can say that when I go to Subaru of Pembroke Pines in the Southeast. Then I can say that again at Toyota of Hollywood in the Southeast. You know, you see the trend, my friend. You know, they say the trend is your friend. I always try to like the Bitcoin doubters. Because, you know, I meet them in different stages. And I meet them, you know, oh, yeah, no, it's at 30,000. You know, that thing's going down to 10 or 5. It's going to go to 0. Then I run into that guy at 50. Well, maybe there's something to that. Then I run into a new guy. Oh, yeah, no, it's a fad. Then you run into that person again when it's at 70, and they're like, yeah, maybe there's something to that. I remember talking to a guy when it was at 90. And he's like, nah, it's going to go back down to 75 and stick maybe down there for a long time. I'm going to sell now. I was like, mistake. Well, where are we now? It's just kind of like that. What is the trend in the last 16 years for Bitcoin? The trend is your friend. It's just like this. Yeah, there's peaks, you know, there's some peaks and valleys there, you know, but there is no 0 and then back up, 0 back up. No. And by the way, the volatility is less as it continues to go up. Trend is your friend. Well, at Craig Zinn, the trend is your friend. Number one volume sales dealership right here. That's because the selection's brand new, badass, certified pre-owned. I'm looking at all those beautiful ZDXs. You know, this is the reason why I probably end up with, you know, one of these cars, because every time I get here, they're right in front of me. You know, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. So we'll be out here at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. Come on by and say hi. Would love to meet you. Love to see you. David Furones will join us on the show. Manny Navarro will join us on the show. And I have decided I'm going to do some on Sunday night. No pregame for Dolphins, for Notre Dame and the Canes. But I'm going to do a postgame Sunday night. I know then I got to do something on Monday, so it's kind of torturous. But I think the game's big enough, and it should be fun enough. And I think they're going to win anyways. Hopefully I'm not going off like a maniac because of a loss. I mean, it's shit or get off the pot time for Mario Cristobal. Let's just call it what it is, right? Mario is perfect in everything he does. Really, he's perfect in everything he does. Maybe a little cliche-ish at the podium, but, you know, that comes from the Saban school of, you know, say nothing. And so I kind of get that, and so he speaks in a ton of cliches. So that kind of bores me a little bit, but he is perfect in everything else. And guess what his only issue has been so far? It's game day. It's game day. His team has got to look prepared. His team has got to play prepared. And his team has got to be the better team on the field more often than not. And so, and in these big games is what I mean, not against the scrubberinis. Sunday night's the night. Sunday night, it's shit or get off the pot for Mario Cristobal. You've got only a couple of tests in this season. This is one of them. And this one is a very interesting test for Mario Cristobal because Mario is a physical person, a tough person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be locked up in a room where they say, you've got to fight that guy.
And it's like, that's Mario Cristobal. No, yeah, I don't want to. No, he probably eats metal and shit for fun. No, I don't want to fight that guy. So it's time for his teams to have the same kind of fight. He was that player. He talks it like the coach. He walks it like the coach. But his teams don't talk it, don't walk it. And his defenses were run all over last year. And he's had issues all throughout so far in his tenure where he doesn't get it done in these kind of games. And this one is a tough game. This is not only just a big game, a big moment, a national championship moment. This is a moment where physicality also will be part of the test. And so he will be tested. Is your team tough enough, Mario Cristobal? We knew Mario was a tough guy. We watched him. I watched him. I watched him play. Every game that he played for the University of Miami, I watched it. And Luis Cristobal. Tough dudes that you want in your corner, in an alley, in a fight, in the trenches, whatever you want to talk about. You want a Cristobal next to you. But so far as a head coach, his teams have not played like that on Saturdays, or in this case, on Sunday this week. So it's time, dude. You have every resource available to you. Mario Cristobal has the resources that no head coach has ever had. Am I correct on this? No coach in football has ever had these resources. So I don't think we really even have to really think about that. Nobody. Not Mark Richt. Nobody. Nobody had these resources. The last couple of coaches, Diaz and Rick, they had enough resources to have an 80-yard field. Indoor. You know what? Let's finish that shit off now. So you've got everything that you need, more than any coach ever. You got an NIL that's never existed. You got everything. There is not one excuse left. It's all on his lap now. And Sunday night is the time to prove it. Shit or get off the pot. Because if you lose this game, then people are going to look at you like, yeah, dude, he's just still not the guy yet. Like, we love everything else about him, but man, you got to get the end result. So Sunday, it's kind of an end-all be-all. You know what I mean? It really isn't the whole season, because you can lose this one and run the table. But if you lose this one, it's harder for you to feel confident that you will run the table, is the best thing. Now, if you win this one, you feel much better that you either run the table from winning this one, or maybe you just get tripped up one time. But if you lose this one right from the get-go, it just doesn't really set a nice precedent or a sense of confidence. Shit or get off the pot. All right, what you got for me? What be happening? Well, what's be happening? Something going on in the scenes?
It would not be the start to a Dolphin season.
Oh, God.
If someone was not arrested.
Oh, no.
Miami Dolphins outside linebackers coach Ryan Crow was arrested Friday on a domestic violence charge. 37 was arrested by Fort Lauderdale Police Department on a charge of battery for touching or striking a victim in a domestic incident. Details about the circumstances leading to Crow's arrest were not immediately available. Crow joined the Dolphins in 2024 after spending 6 seasons with the Titans, and he served as an outside linebacker coach, defensive assistant, and assistant special teams coach. As of Friday morning, he was being held at the Broward Main Jail with no bond set. That's from Local 10.
Trent Kelly? Is it Trent Kelly reporting it? Ryan Mackey, okay. It's not Selena Sabovic. That is, by the way, I love that name, Sabovic. That's a cool name she's got. It rhymes. There's rhythm there. You wonder, is that really your name, or did you set that up? You know what I'm saying? Was he caught with cocaine also?
No. It doesn't say.
Did he slap a hooker?
There's the circumstances have not been detailed yet.
If you're going to be a Dolphins coach and you're going to get arrested, we need hookers and cocaine being involved. Just kind of the way it goes. Dolphins coach, cocaine and hookers. It's what it goes. Cocaine and hookers. Yo! So the crow flies. Well, it's caged right now. Oh, look! Kyle Lowry is back. Kyle Lowry is back. He made up. You weren't ready.
I think he's messing with us because he was here earlier.
You weren't ready for Kyle Lowry.
He was here earlier, so I did not think anything about it. He came through for a second time. Thank you, Kyle.
The garbage truck has shown up during the show. We haven't seen Kyle Lowry in forever. Damn it, we should have had the camera ready. Damn it. Oh, Kyle Lowry's full of a lot of crap. So the fact that he has to make 2 trips, I'm not surprised. That man is as full of shit and money from the Heat as it gets. He drove away with boatloads. Seriously, we got our outside linebacker arrested for domestic violence charge. Linebacker coach. Yeah, I'm not going to start making jokes about how aggressive our linebackers are going to be, okay? That's just not going to happen, okay? I get that already. I know your minds are working because I know the Neanderthal way of thinking in football. Well, that means your linebackers are going to be aggressive. Anyway, so this is just horrible.
Welcome to the Dolphins season.
This is the Dolphin season, baby. This is the Dolphin season. The crow flies. Isn't the crow like a really good sign? By the way, we are here at Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And we've got the Summer Performance Sales event going on right now, the final days. And it's the biggest sale of the year right now, the Integra 2025 model, 3.9% financing for 60 months. You can get it for $299 a month. The ADX, it's a beautiful sedan. Got to check it out. Only $299 a month. Acura is right. They're actually, made here in America. So that's a beautiful thing. Get to save some money there. 4.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, my wife has been driving one for over 15 years now. 4.9% financing for 60 months. ZDX, we still have 2024 models. We still have a few. I got a bunch of 2025s also here. 0% financing for 72 months. But the key thing here is, okay, the orangutan is eliminating the $7,500. So you will not get that break anymore coming up. So take advantage while it's still last year. MDX Tech, you can get $10,000 off the MSRP. Check out the fleet of certified pre-owned vehicles. They've got the lot is always overflowing. Even in the days of the pandemic, Larry Schlossberg and company always have had a much larger selection than anybody else. So when you go to an Acura dealership, you want to go somewhere where you're going to have a large selection so you can see the model in different styles and different colors and all that kind of stuff. And that's what they do here, man. That way you can get to see the car you want, the color you want, the style you want, the model you want, but more importantly, the price you want right here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Placed on administrative leave. They must. Oh, okay. No. Okay, that's not true. Placed on the ministry. We haven't.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. Cameron Wolf got it. Okay,
Cameron
so
Wolf did
that's
put
legit.
that in his statement. It's a statement from the Dolphins. We are aware of the serious matter involving Ryan Crow and currently gathering more information. Ryan has been placed on administrative leave effective immediately. We've been in communication with the NFL and will reserve further comment at this time. That is the statement from the Miami Dolphins.
I'll just read a little bit into it. Can I? Can I do this a little bit with my experience? They have somebody that's connected to the cops always in every NFL team in every city. They got a guy that is just kind of they works the whole thing, works every cop department and everything, knows everybody. So they get some information themselves about what's going on. The preliminary information, there's got to be something bad already, because if not, they don't comment and they say, no comment. We're going to wait till everything is, and if there's a lot of gray or whatever. But the fact that they put them on administrative leave already right away, initially things must look ugly. It maybe not is. It might be he said, she said, and we're getting into Limp Bizkit now. But it's is what it is. So we'll see how it develops, but here we go. It's just 45 years, bro. It's 45 years. That's all I can tell you. It's 45 years of just unsatisfaction. That's all. Let's see. Dolphin Dave, I see, is number one in the house. Jerry Jones. Yeah, we'll get to that clown in a minute. I don't know. Who's a bigger clown, Jerry Jones or Michael Irvin? Either way. Cosa is in. Jamie Zoria in San Jose, smashing that like button. The Jaybird is in the house. Yeah, plenty of football this weekend. That's right. We got Fort Lauderdale United. We got Inter Miami. We've got the Miami Hurricanes. It's a beautiful thing. We got a lot of stuff going on. Even the Miami FC also in action. Let's see who else. TJ Superman, I see. Jeff in Long Island. One-Eyed Jack. He's going for the Irish. Damn it, One-Eyed Jack. That hurts. Tarpon Springs. Captain Saki checking in. J.G. Long out in Malaysia. What's up, my brother? Alexis Palenzuela. Let's see. Jera Norville. Gus 1388. Miles Deep out in Vegas. Oscar Rojas in Melbourne. Dolphin says, let's get back at Notre Dame for costing us a chip in 88. I got to give it to the referees more than that because Cleveland Gary did his job. He crossed it. They made the bad call. Sweet Baby Ray is in the house. What else? True Fin fan. I don't know if either will get it done, but if I had to choose who would win a championship first, hands down the Miami Hurricanes. Unlike the Dolphins, they have a leader. Might not be great, but I get it. You obviously, let's see. Realist says, boy, I called the Micah trade when everyone laughed and mocked me. Dolphin writer said it would take 3 firsts or 2. I said Phillips and 2 1s or Tyreek and 2 1s. Yeah, but nobody wants that. It's realist. You're just talking stupid shit. Why would they want Jalen Phillips? He hasn't even proven that he can stay healthy. Nobody wants Jalen Phillips. And Tyreek, all he has is problems, and he's going to be dumped at the end of the year, and it's a $30 million cap that they didn't even want to pay their franchise player the money, the $30 million. Why would they pay Tyreek? And they have receivers. Like, no, dude, you know what you are? You're stupid. You're bringing up you bring up stuff that you're better off actually like really not even opening your mouth because you're spewing nonsense. Silly ass fan bullshit nonsense. Nobody wants Jalen Phillips, dude. Nobody. Until Jalen Phillips proves that he can actually keep his brittle body on the field, he's untradeable right now. Just so you'll know. And nobody wants Tyreek Hill. The Kenny Clark kid, he's a good kid, dude. He's a hell of a player. Not a great tackle or anything, but he's a run stuffer. He'll help you shut down the middle there. It was a terrible trade. But your trade, none of it makes any sense. Nobody wants those people right now. Jalen Phillips is a fantastic human being. We all know he has the potential of being a great player. But please, sometimes you're better off not opening your mouth, because then people find out you don't have a fucking clue. Pat in Asheville, good morning to you. Lenny Pena, Papa, James Vivinetti, Fernando Perez. The hair for the new tight end. Yeah, well, let's see if he can play. Let's see if he can actually contribute. NorCal is in the house. Horn Dog. One-Eyed Jack. Not being a homer, but I trust Freeman more in big games over Cristobal. Oh, yeah. Yeah. After what you watched from Freeman last year, go through everything, actually with a quarterback that really can't pass. Yeah, he's proven to me more than Mario has as a game day coach. Yes. There's no doubt about that. I cannot even that's not even up for discussion, actually. Right now, Marcus Freeman has proven to be a much better coach, game day coach, than Mario Cristobal. 100%. It's not even close. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's for Mario this year. It's time to shit or get off the pot, dude. You can't keep having all the resources and not get anything done. The fact that he had a Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback, and he couldn't figure out a defense to get himself into the playoffs and into the ACC championship game, that was pathetic last year for Mario. There's no excuses for Mario last year. Mario was an immense failure last year. And you got to stop being a failure, dude. Sorry. You can't be given the keys to the kingdom and you don't produce jack shit. And that's what Mario Cristobal has done so far. He's produced jack shit. We call things like we see it here, bro. This isn't Hurricane Hotline. This isn't the flagship station or anything like that. We don't need to do that kind of stuff, bro. Okay, we're not here. We don't need to kiss somebody's ass, any team, any program. I'm not looking to, make friends with every media relations staff and all that kind of stuff. No, we call it like we see it. You get what you earn here, and you haven't earned it. So Marcus Freeman has earned a shit ton more respect than Mario Cristobal. Mario Cristobal, I respect the man. I respect the human being. But the head coach on game day leaves a crap ton to improve on. So it's time, dude. It's time. That's why the rant opened up with shit or get off the pot. That's it. Papa is in the house. Dolphin. This game will be tough because Notre Dame actually controls the line of scrimmage really well. Exactly. This is a tough man competition. That's what this is on Sunday night. And we're going to find out. The old Canes, they would eat this shit up. The 80s, 90s Canes, they would. And the 2001 Canes, those Canes were like those early 90s and 80s Canes. They would eat this shit up. They would love to just stand there and fight. Oh, my God. We haven't had a Canes team like that in forever. But we need a defense that has to be able to do that. And, last year's defense had no shot at doing that. It's a hell of a change they got to make this year. Let's hope they can do it. Let's hope they can do it. It'll be one of the greatest coaching turnarounds and jobs ever if they can go out there and punch these guys in the mouth. Ray Grullon in the house. Alexis Palenzuela. Let's see. What else do we have? Forces of Randomness. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love on the super chat. Remember, we get 70% here. 30% goes to YouTube. We still appreciate it. Thank you, True Fin Fan. But we encourage you to make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. You can say, you get your question, comments, insults, even a compliment. I mean, you can even send that in. Shocker, but would be nice. And send that in. And that way we get 100% there of the donation. He says, look at the chats. Phillips, 2 first-rounders for Micah. I mean, give me a break. It's just, it's ridiculous. True Fin Fan, casual fans make me laugh, Big O. Yeah, that's what you call somebody that really doesn't follow the sport. It's just casual fan. Ty in the Bronx, typical Dolphin community blind ass, Big O. Yes, that deserves it. What do you think, Sean? I think we could give the unrealist a blind ass fan alert.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
What do you got for me? Ryan Crow hit somebody in prison?
No. I didn't think necessarily it was a blind ass fan. I just thought it was
Stupid chat. Stupid chat. Stupid chat. Run for cover. Grab the earmuffs. Hide the children. Our IQ is being sucked into a wormhole.
Yeah.
Save your brain cells. Stupid chat. Stupid chat. Stupid chat.
I'm going with that. He's right. We're wrong. That wasn't a blind ass fan. We're wrong. When you're right, you're right. We gotta, and you're a realist. The other guy, completely unrealist, but yes. Luis Medina, love it. Plenty of Dolphins. It's a beautiful thing. Dolphin 5370. Yeah, the more publicity we don't need. I know, right? It's fucking brutal, man. Finn's Rule. What else? Josh 88. What up? Oh, Jerry Jones. Do I have time? No, I don't, because we're about to get Furones on, and I will lay into Jerry Jones shortly, because that is just an absolute joke. Can you? You have it? Okay. All right. Well, before the trade happened, resident cheerleader and overall embarrassment, especially to broadcasting, because he's not a broadcaster. He's a complete joke. Great. By the way, he's my favorite Miami Hurricane of all time. But we're talking about the word of the show is always compartmentalize. You got to compartmentalize things. I love Michael Irvin, the Miami Hurricane player. It ends there. The caricature that he has become, he's a fucking joke. Okay? He's a complete fucking joke. A total joke. He is a buffoon. And here's the buffoon talking about Jerry. He's happy with Jerry and the plantation way things are run over there. Go ahead.
After reporting that the Cowboys are now listening to trade offers for Micah Parsons, what's your reaction to that?
Micah Parsons, hey, look, you can report all you want. There's no way they're allowing Micah Parsons to go anywhere. All of it, all of this is part of the negotiations. And as I talked to Jerry the other day on my podcast, and he was talking about it the other day when he tried to make that offer, he said somebody told him to shove it up his rear and all of that. I honestly, it blew my mind. It blew my mind that any kind of conversation like that would be going on in a situation like this. Michael Parsons, I want him to take control of this thing and say, I don't care about you two and whatever y'all got going. Get your butts in a room and get my money on that paper. That's what you need to be doing. So I'm hoping that's what gets done. But I guarantee Michael Parsons not going anywhere. Jerry's not that crazy. This is all what we call just negotiation stuff.
Or Adam.
Is Michael one of those that swallows and doesn't leave a mess? Anyway, so Jesus. I mean, can you be any more embarrassing, Michael? Seriously, dude. Like, stop wearing a skirt, dude. For many years, you're an embarrassment on the air, man. Man up, brother. You used to be like a man on the field when you used to play for the Canes and the Cowboys for many, many years. You're just somebody's rug bitch. Like, for the Cowboys, you're just a little fan bitch, baby. God bless, dude. Anyway, let's go to something serious. Let's leave the jokes and the idiots behind, like Michael Irvin and the unrealist, and let's move on to the realist, the one and only David Furones in our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welt and Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right, the crow flies, baby. Yeah, the crow flies. Yeah. Are you outside jail right now waiting for Ryan to get out? Do you have money for his bail? What's the story? Morning Glory.
No, obviously, just like everyone else, finding out this morning that Dolphins outside linebackers coach Ryan Crow was arrested and being charged with battery and domestic violence. So just jumping on that. Obviously, I am at home, so reporting on it from home, but
you have
very
to
serious
admit,
charges. Of course,
you have to admit, it's apropos. A man that is teaching to handcuff quarterbacks gets handcuffed.
I don't want to make jokes on the situation. Obviously, a serious matter, but I know you're at liberty to
there you
do
go.
so.
I joke about everything.
No, for sure. Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I don't have to go down the PC route and all that kind of stuff. I don't play the PC route on this game. I've never played the PC route for 35 years, my brother. I'm not about to start now playing the PC route. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I'm with you. I'm with you on that front. Yeah.
It's just, my God, bro. It just never ends. It just never ends.
I mean, I am having flashbacks to pulling up to Hard Rock Stadium last year for the opener, week 1 against the Jaguars, and finding out first, actually, it was another media member that had just parked right before me saying, because they went in a different way than me. I never saw Tyreek Hill, but they went in a different way to get to the same media parking row, and they were like, man, I just saw Tyreek Hill getting arrested. He meant detained. But I was like, wait, are you sure? Like Tyreek? And I'm like, there will be something about it. And you know, he's not like a regular that's always on Dolphins. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Tyreek. And then, you know, I started looking it up. All of a sudden I see like a minutes earlier, there's videos of Tyreek on the side. You know, then I get upstairs and I'm putting up an article about it right away. Yeah, crazy. That was week 1 last year. And the Dolphins now, as they're going into the final weekend before week 1 this year, already some drama. Really, it's supposed to be this Labor Day weekend. It's that week 0 in the NFL when players and coaches can relax for one weekend, you know, one final time before the season kicks off. And right away, something like this pops up again for the Miami Dolphins.
Are you sure hookers and cocaine are not included?
I do not know any other details other than what Ryan Crow has been.
Out of tradition for our Dolphin coaches, when arrested, cocaine and hookers must be involved. So I'm just wondering.
There was the incident with Forster, offensive
line
coach.
Yeah. So, you know, hey, crows know how to fly through the foresters. So, it could happen.
Wow, you got all the puns today this morning.
I'm just working it right now. When you make it easy for me, when you give me volleys, I'm going to slam, that's just kind of the way it goes. And that's the crow has given me all kinds of, volleys here. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good to start off the season.
And now for the Dolphins, Ryan Crow being placed on administrative leave. And this is a coach who was on the rise. He had gotten a couple of defensive coordinator interviews. The Patriots requested to bring him in. Mike Vrabel, obviously, the connection there because Ryan Crow came to the Dolphins from the Titans where he was under Mike Vrabel. And the Cowboys had also requested an interview with him back early in the offseason for the defensive coordinator role. So a coach that has been on the rise, and then now this pops up, and a coach who was leading a very important.
So what you're saying is his career was soaring, but all of a sudden now he saw the Boise field and thought it was an ocean and dove in. Okay, I got it.
You've got. I'm waiting for how you work Scarecrow into one of these. The way you're on a roll here.
I'm just saying, you know what happens in the Boise field, right? They find dead birds on the Boise field because the birds.
Okay, I'm learning something here now.
The birds think it's an ocean and they dive down and they die.
Oh, the actual the blue Boise State turf. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that actually happens over there.
Okay, yeah. The references here on this show will come from everywhere. You just got to kind of catch up and kind of, and you might have to know culturally all the kind of crap that goes on. I have a lot of bullshit in my head, so you're gonna have to keep up with me on all these fun facts that I know in my head. But anyway, no, seriously.
Big O is far from just a sports program.
Yes, but far from that. Yes, it is actually. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not. The fact that they put him on administrative leave, I hate to read into it, but it kind of tells me that the initial reports, they're not good. Because usually it's, hey, we're not going to comment. We're going to let the investigation, this, that. Because when they see it's kind of like maybe a he said, she said, or there's kind of grayish, they'll just let. But the fact that they put his ass already on administrative leave, I just wonder what the initial reports are. And I'm sure you're trying to get the police report as we speak, right? That's probably what you're.
Yeah, we are at the Sun Sentinel, of course.
Yeah. I normally when I used to do the beat stuff, I would go crazy and go after that right away and all that. I hated doing that stuff, but yeah, nowadays I don't feel like I'm too freaking lazy to do that stuff anymore.
You'll find out eventually, right?
Yeah, bro. I'll let somebody else. Yeah, I'll let somebody else come out. Andy Slater's like living and sleeping with the cops, and he always puts out something. So Slater, you'll get a Slater scoop soon, and all that, and all that soon. So somebody will have something there, and then we can talk about the crow flying or dying, or whatever it is. I don't know what's going to go on when it's all said and done. All right, your thoughts on the overall roster and the final moves made?
Yeah, moves still being made to the very day before the weekend, or days before the weekend ahead of the opener, and addressing the biggest position of need, cornerback, and multiple moves still being made for the active roster at cornerback down to the wire here. Rasul Douglas, obviously the name that had been linked for months and months. Finally, it happens. We talked to him in the Dolphins locker room at the facility just yesterday, and he mentioned how he had some family issues going on as to why he wasn't signing with the team earlier in the process. So that's the explanation on the holdup and the delay on that front. But now a week plus before the season begins, finally locks in with the Dolphins, and it'll take some time for him. Obviously, Julius Juju Brents, former second-round pick out of K-State, the Dolphins liked, and he was waived from the Colts, so he was one of their cuts, and now joins the Dolphins. So kind of like the dual benefits of you get someone from your Week 1 opponents, and then also at a position where you still need help and you still need guys to compete. I don't think anything's solidified. I mean, we like what Storm Duck is doing. He's still a second-year undrafted player. Although we like the ascension where he's going, that he's still widely unproven as far as just consistently performing in this league. So if he's going to be your top corner, then yeah, you need the veteran addition of Rasul Douglas, which it might take some time for him, but get him in there, get a 6'3" corner like Brent's to work into it. Jack Jones, who has now had most of camp with the Dolphins and has sort of been on the rise in recent weeks after Amon-Ra, St. Brown took him to school. He kind of bounced back well from that. And Jason Marshall Jr., the rookie 5th-round pick out of Kansas State, out of Florida. Brent is from Kansas State. Miami kid from Palmetto. I like the way he has shown up the last few weeks. So, I mean, quarterback is where my focus is on this roster. I know you asked about the whole roster. Obviously, offensive line as well.
It's really a bunch of unanswered. We really don't know what the hell we're going to get from either. Yeah. When somebody gets injured on the line, which somebody's going to get in. I mean, listen, I know it's happened where guys play the whole season together, and I hope that happens, that the 5 play together the whole season. We get that luck, because that usually ends up with teams that are deep in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. You have you're covering them in the Super Bowl, and you realize that all 5 linemen have played all year, and you're like, holy shit, that's amazing. And maybe that's why you're in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I hope it happens, but somebody's going to go down on the O-line. We don't know how good are the guys going to fill in. And that secondary, because the pass rush is so fierce, people are going to have to play like Tua plays his entire life here in Miami. 2 seconds or you're dead. So teams are going to attack that secondary quickly, dude, quickly. And that's the beauty, or the enigma. Okay? Because the enigma is trying to figure out what it is. And that's kind of what it is. We don't know what the secondary is. We don't know what that second level of offensive linemen are. That is an absolute enigma to all of us.
Yeah. No, and actually it is a benefit to the secondary if opposing teams are going to try to attack them quickly. That's less time that they have to cover. So if that pass rush is already getting into opponent's head early on, like, all right, we're going to try to beat them with a quick pass, then DBs, especially, hey, Jack Jones likes to gamble. All right, Rasul Douglas, he's one that, will go and bite for the pick. If they only got to play the first move, now all of a sudden there's opportunities for them to bite on that and turn those into turnovers, interceptions. So that's a great effect that the pass rush could have on the quarterback if you're already of the mindset as the opponent, like, we're going to work these corners quick because we're not letting these pass rushers get to us. Well, now they don't have to cover for as long.
Yeah, and then the other challenge will be, these are the 2 things how they're going to attack Miami's defense right away, I can tell you. 1 is the quick pass off the pass rush, and 2 is the running game. So the fat guys will have to do their job in the middle, and you're kind of hoping that that's going to translate, and you're not going to have a lot of success in the middle with all the fat guys that you have now. But the pass rushers and the people on the outside, they might beat you up some now. So they might be running more outside on you and testing your pass rushers and wearing on your pass rushers. They used to do that a lot to Jason Taylor early on in his career. If you go back and look at Jason Taylor's first 3 years, he had a lot of nicks and knacks and kind of, he played through most of them. But he was skinny, so he was kind of building his body up. And because he was fast and lanky, they would offset that pass rush by running at him. And so Jason had to get better with his hands and his body to be able to fend off the tackle and get the run. And he became obviously just an all-around defensive end when it was all said and done. But the first couple of years, he took a beating. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen to Chop or whatever, but I am saying that that's what they're going to do to Phillips and Chop and Chubb. They know you're coming after him. Okay, so since you're coming after us, we're going to come after you. That's the next level there, too. That's the other thing that we're going to see. The quick pass, and in the run game, you're going to see a lot of outside stuff because they're going to make those outside pass rushers take physical punishment along the way.
Yeah, and I look at Chop Robinson first and foremost in that regard. He has come out in training camp and said, no, I can stop the run. I can set the edge. Well, I think opponents are going to be going at him and making him prove it. They're going to test that. They're going to make him prove that. So, I do like the Dolphins' ability up the middle to stop the run. Obviously, when you have Zach Sealer, wherever he's lining up, he's going to be reliable. I mean, he had that from the very beginning. And the pass rush now, back-to-back 10-sack seasons, that's kind of only been added recently of late. So that's been a great compliment for him. But you get a Kenneth Grant in there now as your first-round pick. I like his ability. Benito Jones, obviously, he's going to be in there on early downs. He's more counted on as the run stuffer as nose tackle. And Jordan Phillips, I like for his power as well. I don't know how much we'll see Zeke Biggers play early on in his career. Maybe he'll have to work his way into that role. And then, of course, Jordan Brooks at the next level. I think it'll be mostly Tyrell Dodson next to him when it's a traditional 3-4. But you like what the Dolphins have up the middle there. So I agree. Defenses will be trying to attack the edge rushers and maybe taking advantage of their aggressiveness. If they're trying to get up the field, you go right at where they're lined up, and maybe there are holes there, off tackle, etc. That opponents will be trying to attack. So Chop Robinson, first and foremost, he's got to set the edge because opponents will try to go at him. I think Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb probably have a little bit more of the respect from opponents in that regard. But Chop Robinson will have to prove that first, and then once opponents are not having success going right at him with the run, then that's when they're going to get backed up on 3rd and long, and then that's when you can pin your ears back and get after the quarterback.
And remember, they're also going to test one guy's knee and one guy's Achilles. And that's the other thing from wear and tear. Even though they're older and they're a little bit more proven, although Jalen hasn't proven to be durable. And so if you're an opponent, you want to go, hey, let's get physical with this guy because he has broken down a lot and he's coming off a serious injury. So those guys also will be tested to see if they can hold up too in the process. This is the part where that's where having a bad secondary is, or an unproven secondary or a young secondary, because we really don't know what they are. You know what I mean? You really can't call them bad until they actually go out there and prove that they're bad. They might be young, they might be, or they might be half decent, actually. Who knows? But because of that, that's the way you're going to attack everything, because you know that pass rush from Sealer inside and to the outside, that's going to be a lot of fun, dude. They got guys that can get after the quarterback and disrupt the pocket. And if you do that, then you have to counter. And these guys better be ready for that, because it could be a long day for them in certain situations.
Yeah, I like the idea of calling them unproven. I think the Eagles secondary last year would have also been unproven to start, and then rookies, right. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, like all of a sudden that was a heavy strength of the team.
How about the Chiefs? The Chiefs 3 years ago, same shit.
Yeah.
They got a whole bunch of those young guys, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, McDuffie and all these guys are really, really freaking good. And there you go. Yeah. The rest is history. You know,
I think those are the examples probably that were big motivating factors for this Dolphins team and Anthony Weaver and Mike McDaniel to just say, hey, we can develop guys like that. We don't have to spend big, and we have Jalen Ramsey here, but that we can move off him and then just go this route and see what comes of it. It doesn't always work out like those. Those are extreme success examples. But just knowing that it's possible is something to look forward to with the secondary. And but I mean, it's still going to be tough to get to those levels, to rise to those levels. Still probably unlikely, but it's something that this unit can aspire to.
The Darren Waller stuff, I'm still kind of, I saw the press conference yesterday with you guys gathered around him and talking to him, and it just, I just have a hard time going with this thing. I hope it works out, but you're ramping a guy up from 0 to 100 now without anything in between, and his explanation on the process of it made no sense whatsoever, because you were there at the beginning of training camp when there was no pads or anything. There's zero intensity there. That would have been exactly the time that you bring a guy along. And when he's trying to explain the difference between the the cardio workout of a football player and what he was doing and all that. I just saw like a bunch of excuses. And to me, none of this jives, dude. Not when you have Chris Myrick and you have others that are, they come either completely out of football for years or guys that were coming back from major surgeries, or there were so many examples of guys that came back and just got right on there and got back on the horse and just started doing it, and he couldn't. Dude, I have a hard time buying this one. It just, there's more to this story. There just is.
Yeah, well, the thing that does give me some hope on this is that he was actually activated off PUP. Like, there has to be some form of positive thinking toward this, belief in where he is based on that. Because remember, OBJ last year, he still remained on PUP, and that was the first 4 weeks. Put him out for those, and it was a much slower process. So, Darren Waller came in tremendous actual physical shape for that High Rocks workout routine that he was doing. But football it's a lot of more quick twitch. It's not like the endurance aspect, or obviously you need the strength training background and obviously be able to run, but it's a quick burst of acceleration and cuts, which can put a lot on a lot of joints and muscles. So I understand that part of it as to why that type of training is different, and why if your body has not been used to that and building up to it, then it could be different from what you're doing, whether it's this High Rocks or CrossFit or like marathon training.
And Chris Myrick, that's out of football for 3 years. Your explanation is what?
Well, I hope for him that he was doing football-specific workouts in his time off, and that's why he was able to. But no,
right.
I get your point, though.
Right.
He was away, but he's also a guy that's got to earn a spot. He is there specifically.
No, I understand that. I understand that he's a guy that had no value, was completely dispensable. I totally understand. Nobody gave a shit if they put him out there and he got injured. Although it would have cost them more medically, because then they have to rehab his ass. But overall, I get it. They don't care about him like they care about Waller. But you care about Jalen Phillips more, and he's coming back from major surgery. You care more about Chubb than you do Waller, and he's coming back from major surgery. So there are players that were more valuable to your team than Darren Waller is, and yet they took the field, and you didn't bring them along at a snail's pace like this guy. They were out there right away, working out with the guys and doing everything. So it just, I don't know, dude. To me, the problem was there's so many other examples that it just kills this one. You have nothing to stand on when there's a series of different examples of different players either coming out of complete retirement or out of major surgeries. It's just weird, dude. It's weird.
No, I understand the concern. I can understand some of where it comes from, but I totally understand, obviously, and also why it feels like, okay, just last year. But Chris Greer spoke kind of exactly to that, saying, well, we want to be more cautious than we were with Odell Beckham, and actually they are bringing him back from PUP before the season. So he wasn't speaking directly to Odell, but he was kind of insinuating like we've been burned by that before.
Well, but the Odell thing is different. The Odell thing was he was running 21 miles an hour. For a fact, I know this. And then about a week and a half before we started, he suffered the knee injury. And then that's when, by having the injury, that's when they didn't know where he was, if he was going to be able to be activated or not. And that's why they were kind of teetering. And then, but up until that point, he was running just fine. He wasn't having any setbacks. He was set to play. I was telling everybody he was running like the wind because I knew he was timed. And he even said himself, and he's quoted as saying 20 miles an hour. I can tell you that's not accurate. Well, maybe he was timed at 20, but he was timed at 21 several times. So he was flying and he was running well. And then all of a sudden he had the injury, and then the season went to crap for him. And it was over. And that's why they got burned. But if he's not having any injuries, which it doesn't look like it, what is it? Because you activated him. That's the other thing. See, with Odell, you couldn't, because unfortunately he ends up suffering an injury right before the season starts, and you end up getting screwed in the process. He's not injured, hasn't been injured. What's going on? And I just think it's more about this than anything else. That's the way I look at it, because of everything that's gone on in the world of Waller has been this. Why do you quit football? Because you're mentally unstable. Why do you quit on your marriage? You're mentally unstable. You go to become a rapper all of a sudden, and you're not. And now you realize you aren't a successful rapper, so now you got to go back to being a tight end again. It's all here. And that's why it's, to me, that's the way I kind of look at it. And now that you're back, I was just talking about this, that, there's a guy that quit on football, and it was mostly about this. It wasn't like Andrew Luck that was just like, oh, injury, rehab, pain, injury, rehab, pain, injury, rehab. No, dude, you quit football and you quit on your relationship. And then you went to rapping and you quit on rapping. And as you realize you're not a successful rapper, now you got to go back to what you do know, which is football. You know what I mean? And to me, I that's where it's all mental for me with this guy. It's not really all about the physical. And I know he's had his injuries, but you just wonder, if there's no injury right now like there was with Odell, then what is it? That's kind of the way I think right now with Darren Waller.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, a mental hurdle for sure. I can totally see that. And I'm with you. The whole time I was just like, how is it this slow of a ramp up? You're not even bringing him back to practice. And then you're running out of time to actually ramp him up in practice. But it is what it is. And maybe it's a less of a snap count early on. Maybe that's also where maybe it's just you get him out there for a handful of plays to start off. This is why you have a Tanner Conner. He could be a pass catching tight end week one and you use him a little bit more. You have Greg Dulcich out in the practice squad, although you're just bringing him in and you're already going to have to use elevations on one of the running backs and your kicker, Riley Patterson. So I don't think he would be up for the first game, but it's going to be some Connor and probably you need Julian Hill. Let's see if he's added some pass catching into his game, because you might need him if Darren Waller isn't really giving you that much early on.
All right, good stuff. What do you got going on this Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Yeah, we've got the season preview stuff all coming out this next week. Just finished covering this final week of just Dolphins specific prep before they focus on the Colts. Actually just have a Rasul Douglas story up this morning. So check that out, what he's saying as he joins the Dolphins. And this weekend I will be covering the Notre Dame game on Sunday night. So as it's a weekend off from the Dolphins, aside from this Ryan Crow news that pops up this morning, this weekend off, I'll fill in on Canes and cover them against Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the top 10 matchup.
We're going to do a post game Sunday night. I'm hoping to do a happy. I'm pumped for the season, bro. I really think the Canes are going to have a good season. I think they're going to go 11-1 this year. I think they're going to be in the ACC championship game. I think this is the year they make the step. They have to. And unfortunately for Mario, brother, it's time. It's time. You got to turn the corner already. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. That's David Furones _. And make sure you subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game on Sunday night, my friend. And don't hang around with Ryan Crow.
Oh, no. All right.
Have a good one. All right. Welton, Rayom, proud sponsors of our program. We love Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, two Bulldogs. Bookend tackles. Two just ends that will terrorize insurance companies that are making your life miserable. That's right. So if you're dealing right now with homeowner property damage, condo damage, personal injury, and insurance companies aren't living up to their responsibilities, pick up the phone and call 954-966-4646. We are in storm season, but you and I know it doesn't take a hurricane anymore. We have torrential downpours now. We have so much humidity now in the air that there are torrential downpours at any time, anywhere in the world. It's not cloud seeding, it's nature, and it is pouring down on you. And when that happens, we have floods, we have damage. Sometimes you get roof damage. And if you notice, wow, after that downpour, brown spot, before you call the insurance company, you call Welton Rayom, they send their adjusters, they check out your roof, and then they go and take on the insurance companies for you. You never have to pick up the phone to call the insurance companies. You only go pick up a check at Welton Rayom. So you got some roof issues, busted pipe. We do get hit by a storm. God forbid. Save this number on your cell phone, 954-966-4646. Bankruptcies are going up at an all-time high. Credit card bills are through the roof. If you're dealing with bankruptcy, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom can help you out. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
All right. There he is, locked and loaded and ready to go. How you feeling, man? You feeling good?
Feeling good, oh. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. Looking forward to Sunday night, seeing if the boys are ready for a physical challenge, especially on defense. We're going to find out right away if Miami can hold up physically at this level. And by the way, it'll be a great message for the rest of the year. Because if the kids can actually hold up for this game, that bodes well for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no doubt. This is as good a test as you're going to have physically as you will with any opponent all season. Notre Dame's offensive and defensive lines are always really, really good, from a size and strength perspective. I mean, they've got deeper offensive and defensive line than Miami does in terms of the way they recruit 4 stars and 5 stars and all that kind of stuff. So this is as good a physical matchup as you'll have all season.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it to see if the boys can stand the test. How important for recruiting, since this is the NIL and recruiting report, and we talk about big cheeses. How important is this one for recruiting?
I mean, I think it's huge from a big, top of the food chain perspective. You and I have talked a lot about this over the past couple months, but Miami, while they've done a great job recruiting, and Mario has restocked the shelves in ways that none of his predecessors really had, and he's doing a great job on the offensive and defensive lines recruiting those positions. He's still not winning the battle at home for the top tier kids. A lot of those guys are going to places like Texas and Ohio State still, because those are the teams that are national title contenders. And I was looking this up just now. Right before I came on your show, but I think Miami's got one win under Cristobal over a top 25 opponent in the 3 years he's been here. That's when they beat Texas A&M 2 years ago. So you have to win some of these big matchups at some point, right? This is as big a stage as you will ever have. Opening weekend, Sunday night against one of your biggest rivals, a top 10 matchup. Everybody in the country is going to be watching. There is no competition for eyeballs Sunday night when this game kicks off. And so if you want to send the message that you're really a contender and you're no longer a pretender, you win this game. And I think you don't win this game, and people are just going to shrug their shoulders and say, he's not there yet. He may not get there. And that's the way recruits are going to view that game. And that's the way all of Miami's critics, right? The school's recruiting it's Miami. That's what they're going to tell the kids. And so to me, for that reason alone. Now, can Miami bounce back if they lose this game and finish with a great season and still sign an elite class and flip guys? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. They got to run the table and win the ACC championship game.
Right. But I think you win this one, and it just sort of sends a different message nationally, where everybody now is watching this game.
Yeah, because the PR from this game, because you beat Notre Dame,
right?
And because of that, you're going to get so much more pub, because Notre Dame is always usually overhyped and all that stuff. But at this moment, on the physical side, there's no overhype. They're good. They're physical. They will run the ball. And they will run you over and they will embarrass you. And Freeman has proven to be, so far, we talked about this before you got on, Freeman right now is the better coach on the field. On game day. We all respect and like what Mario does everywhere else. He's exceptional everywhere else. But on game day, Freeman has overcome with less than we've watched Mario overcome with. And that's been he had a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback last year, and he couldn't even get to the ACC championship game. That's embarrassing. Freeman didn't even have Freeman's quarterbacks couldn't even pass last year.
No, they couldn't pass. And oh, by the way, go back to the end of the season. They were missing a bunch of guys that were injured, and they still beat Penn State.
And they still beat Penn State. Right.
So to me, like,
cojones.
He's maximized his opportunity there. And let's not forget, I mean, Brian Kelly had the same kind of horses, couldn't do it. So he's showing you he's an upgrade over Brian Kelly, who was there for a long time. So
yeah, it's not hard. It's very hard to do what you want to do at Notre Dame, because you actually have to hit the books there, and so you have to have a different kind of player, and you got to find the right player that fits there. And Freeman's done a hell of a job, and this is going to be one hell of a test. And for us, it's only Texas A&M, right? And you really don't get a lot of credit to beat Texas A&M, because the ghost of R.C. Chokum is still there with Texas A&M, and this is what they've been known for. This is who Texas A&M has been. Every big moment they've ever been in, they've been a choker, since the days of R.C. Chokum. So it's just, by the way, the guy's name was R.C. Slocum, but I used to call him R.C. Chokum.
R.C. Chokum,
yeah, because that's kind of who he was, anyways, and that's who that program has been always, dude, always. It doesn't matter. Every time Texas A&M gets talked up, they choke every single time. It really is amazing on that one. All right, so talk to me. What are the names? What are we hearing? What's going to be there? What are the big cheeses going to be at this game?
There's close to 100 recruits that are going to be at this game. Let's not forget they can go to other games on Saturday and then come back and make it. It's a long weekend, brother. There's no school Monday, so there'll be a lot of visitors here. Look, locally, you've got some big time kids: James Johnson, Calvin Russell, Justice Fitzpatrick, Derek Cooper. These are all top 100, top 50 type talents in the recruiting cycle. They're all committed elsewhere for this coming season. Texas, Syracuse, Georgia, Texas. You got more guys. You got some of your own commitments that are going to be there from other places that want to see you win a big game, right? Just because they're committed right now doesn't mean they're signing on the dotted line.
Right.
Maybe the Canes get skunked in this game and they're like, they go home feeling, hey, this isn't it. I bet on the wrong horse. A lot of 27 kids as well. Mark Matthews, I mentioned him as a guy. He's 5-star offensive tackle right down the road at St. Thomas Aquinas. He is the guy that Mario is going to, if he's got this program on the right track, and they have a great season this year, they win the ACC championship or they make the college football playoff as a second team behind Clemson, then I think Mark Matthews probably decides to stay home and play for the Hurricanes, and that would be a huge win, and that would be an example of the program growing. So there's a lot of guys that are going to be there. A ton of names. All the recruiting websites have the lists of all the visitors, but to me, I look at this program and I say Mario will officially be back when all the best kids in his own backyard are like, I gotta go to Miami. And it's just not there yet. Yes, he's gotten Ruben Bain. Yes, he's gotten a couple of guys from down here to stay home, but that's what the other coaches were doing. That's what Manny Diaz did. That's what a few other guys were able to do. Mark Richt got a couple of guys to stay home. That's not impressive to me. To me, Miami is different when the best players in your own backyard want to stay home. So from a NIL recruiting report perspective, that's the storyline for me.
All right, Manny, let me put you in an impossible position, bro. Just an impossible position. I know this is just an unfair question, but it's the concern we all have, and I guess we got to ask you because you're the expert. You get to hear people behind the scenes and everything else. We saw what that defense was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Is this defense ready for this physical offensive challenge? Where can you say they're ready?
Well, I certainly think from a defensive back perspective, they have upgraded tremendously. And that was the number one concern that they had a year ago, the number one issue. I feel like between Zachariah Poyser at safety, Xavier Lucas, a healthy OJ Frederic, the guys that they have enough guys that can cover Notre Dame's receivers. And let me tell you, this is an improved Notre Dame receiver unit. My question is defensive tackle. And, Notre Dame's got, 4 guys that started games last year on that offensive line back, 3 of them that were super experienced. And they are going to want to run the football right down Miami's throats in this game with Jeremiah Love. Like that's obvious. And listen, if CJ Carr is as good as they think he's going to be, this Notre Dame team can win the national championship, because to me, that was the one thing holding them back last year. They didn't have a guy who could throw the football. If CJ Carr can throw the football, Marcus Freeman might win the national championship this year. That's the truth. Right. So I'm going into this game believing that because this is the first time CJ Carr is going to throw a football, that he is not going to be overtly aggressive and throwing the ball all over the place in Miami. I think Miami has the horses. I think Miami has the horses to cover them in the secondary. My issue is, can they stop the run? Can they stop Jeremiah Love? And
that's what I'm concerned about.
Tearing you apart. And to me, you're counting on a second-year former 5-star guy in Justin Scott to be a horse. If he's getting pushed around, then it doesn't matter what Mo Torrey and Wesley Besant and the other linebackers try to do. If they're pushing Justin Scott and Ahmad Moten and all of those big guys backwards, it's not going to matter. Ruben Bain won't get any pressure on the quarterback. Keem Mesidor won't be able to do anything because the middle's getting exposed. So that's what this all comes down to. And I'm going to have I have the faith that Miami has the size and strength it needs. My question is, do they have the skill? Do they have the experience that needed for a big battle like this in the middle of their defense? And that's one position that they didn't go and spend a lot of money on. The kid they brought in from Louisiana Tech, all conference USA, but this is a team that they're playing at a point to play for the national championship, right? And a lot of those guys are back. So it's a different animal for him. So we will see on Sunday, but right now I would say I would favor Notre Dame to have a better day running the football than Miami slowing the run. Where I think Miami could win this game ultimately is forcing CJ Carr in his first start into some mistakes and making and taking advantage of it. And if they can do that, they win this game. If they don't, if Notre Dame's running the ball, Notre Dame's probably winning this game by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's my only concern. If Notre Dame pushes Miami around and runs the ball, then they win the game. And if Miami can stop the run, and you're not going to shut it down, but if you can kind of control it and then, get your passing game going and take a lead and then get them out of that comfort zone, then I think you'll be all right. But if they manhandle you at the line and they're able to do what they want to do, which is run because I don't think they'll make the young quarterback throw a bunch of balls on the road right now. That's just not smart. And because of all that experience on the offensive line, like you talked about, I think they're going to want to come in here and they're going to want to run the ball 50 times, dude. And they're going to want to, and then that'll make their life easy for their quarterback when he wants to complete stuff because everything will be sucked in. So I think it's everything. And I think it's pretty obvious to all of us. It's really down to the running game. If you cannot slow or stop that running game, you will lose.
Mm-hmm.
You will lose. Simple.
Yep. And interestingly enough, the one area that Miami hasn't really recruited a bunch of studs this cycle has been defensive line. So this is the kind of game that can break your will, right? If you're a recruit, if you go out and get exposed, man, you might not be able to get the reinforcements.
And all the best Canes teams, dude, it's Russell Maryland, it's Jerome Brown, it's Warren Sapp. Every one of the Canes defenses, Jimmy Jones, whatever the hell it was, you name it, all throughout history, all those championship teams, you go look at the fat guy in the middle or fat guys in the middle, and that you weren't moving those people. In every one of the great Canes teams, there's always great defensive tackles. Always, dude. Always.
Well,
and that's been the common thread in the history and the success of the Canes and in dominant defenses for the Canes.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is that Miami won a huge recruiting battle for Justin Scott. Okay, Justin Scott was going to go to Ohio State, but he's from Chicago, 5-star kid. And 2 years ago, Mario Cristobal went into Chicago and basically won that battle. Notre Dame wanted him too, badly. And that's Notre Dame country out there. And, they beat two elite programs to get him. But now, this guy's played 130-something snaps last year. Now he's got to be the man. Now he's got to step into that role and be a dude. And if he isn't a dude on Sunday night, we're going to be sitting here saying, yeah, that defense isn't good enough yet.
Who was it Calais Campbell in 01?
Calais Campbell, I think, was 03, I think, or 04 when they signed him.
Okay, so who was the tackle for the 01 championship? I'm trying to remember now.
Oh, Wilfork.
Wilfork. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. Every one of the Canes teams.
They had a bunch of guys. They had Matt Walters. Matt Walters. Yeah, they had
dominant dudes that would just make hell for you. And if we don't have that, you don't win these kind of games, dude. You just don't win these kind of games. It's been the history. It's really simple math. And so I don't know if those guys have it. We'll find out. But it's one of the national championship year where George Meyer Jr. gets suspended, and it's like, oh shit, your middle linebacker got suspended. Oh crap! And then some guy Bernard Tiger Clark is going to fill in, and like we don't know who the hell Bernard Tiger Clark is.
Right, but they always had a dude they could bring in.
But you found out who the hell Bernard Tiger Clark was when he came in and he thumped the hell out of him and he shut him down. And you got to have that bitch in the middle, bro, whether it's the fat guy or the middle linebacker. That has been the MO for this team. So we're going to find out on Sunday night if they got some special in the middle.
And let me tell you, if they beat Notre Dame opening night and they are legitimate on run D, they can win the ACC this year.
Oh yeah,
they can absolutely win the league. If it goes the other way,
right?
Hey, this is a team that could lose 4 or 5 games potentially if they can't stop the run.
Dude, you and I are like brothers from another mother. I said that at the beginning of the show. I go, this game is the dynamics of this game is awesome. You win this game, you feel like you can run the table. You lose this game, you're convinced you can't run the table.
Right.
You're going to get tripped up several more times down the line. It's harder for you to imagine that if you lose this game, you're going to win the next 11. But if you win this game, you could really imagine winning the next 11 because of the physicality of this game will not be matched for the rest of the season until you run into Clemson.
Yep.
That's all.
100%. 100%.
End of story.
And by the way, I know this is a little off topic, but did you see how good USF looked yesterday? That's the third opponent on the schedule right before Florida comes to town.
I know.
I'm just saying, they beat the crap out of Boise State.
That's right. And on the flip side of that, have you seen how bad it's getting for Coach Levitt? I'm sorry. All right.
Yes.
Anyway,
yes,
you saw the latest with Levitt.
Yeah,
I was like, holy crap, bro! I was like, man, you're that star fell. Like, wow, bro, that fell hard. Anyway, what do you got going on in the Athletics so folks can check you out?
Well, Pete Sampson, who's our Notre Dame writer, he and I teamed up to write a piece on why it was that the rivalry. And people forget, but Notre Dame 19 times in a 20-year span, from the 70s all the way up through 90, and was peak college football, really. I mean, it was the best rivalry in the sport. But we dug into it because there's a lot of young people who weren't around for that stuff, and have no idea what that thing was. So we kind of revisited the topic, talked to people about why it was that the series ended and what it meant for it ending and that kind of stuff. So if you want to read an interesting piece on when Notre Dame Miami was meaningful. And oh, by the way, I did talk to Dan Radakovich, Miami's athletic director, for this piece, and asked them, because Notre Dame signed a 12-year agreement to play Clemson. They're gonna play them 12 straight years. The ACC wants to get their take advantage of this deal that they've got with Notre Dame, where Notre Dame plays 5 ACC teams a year, but they wanted to lock Notre Dame into an annual series with Clemson, their premier team, right? The team that's won the league. I asked them about what happened with Miami, why maybe there was no discussion about maybe getting Miami Notre Dame back on an annual basis. But with the SEC going to 9 games, we don't know what the ACC is going to do yet. There may be some openings here over the next couple of years for Miami and Notre Dame to play more often. They're going to play 6 times, I think, through 2038 right now. Over the next 13 years. You got to get
them to commit now, because if UM gets good again, they'll run away like little bitches like they did last time.
Well, listen, their USC rivalry, their Stanford, all those things, look, they're going by
Florida did the same shit. Florida ran away from Miami like, oh, no, it's our SEC schedule. Meanwhile, they play Sisters of the Poor at the beginning of the season constantly and all that. And Miami would play anybody to start the season. It didn't matter who it was. They'll take on all comers. And it's just the way it goes. And that's been the shame about Notre Dame and Florida running away like little bitches from Miami.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But anyway, in that story, we got some stuff from Dan Radakovich talking about that situation in particular. And so there's a little bit of news/info insight into there. But yeah, that's what I got going on, man. And I'll be at the game Sunday night. Riding off of that, I'll be watching Texas, Ohio State tomorrow and monitoring a lot of games. I had my TV on. I had about 4 different games going last night, watching everybody play. USF and Boise State. I was watching Nebraska and Cincinnati. I watched some of the Minnesota game against Buffalo. I mean, the Big Ten didn't look very good last night. I'll tell you that. At least the bottom tier of the Big Ten. But it's a fun time, man. College football's back. I'm sure everybody will be on the couch all weekend watching games.
I can't wait for tomorrow, dude. I am looking forward to it. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro, and make sure you subscribe there to The Athletic and visit our friends at the Big Cheese, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, baby. Go see Gary and all the great people out there. It started 40 years ago with Billy and Gary. And, of course, those garlic rolls are to die for and family serving. So when you go there, you're going to come out full. Your stomach will be filled to the rim, baby. That's what it's all about at BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
All right. There we are. We're back. We appreciate it. And we thank, of course, Manny Navarro joining us. Sometimes the glare goes and then now it comes back again. It's like there's some clouds and then there's no clouds. And damn, it returns again. All right. Glare right off of it. Fort Lauderdale United, by the way, tomorrow. You can scan the QR code there. You can get tickets. You can go visit our friends there at Fort Lauderdale United. They'll be in action tomorrow, taking on the Carolina Ascent. Go support our friends at Fort Lauderdale United. We were out there on Saturday enjoying the game, and it was a 3-3 game. It was exciting as hell, by the way. They scored 5 goals in that second half, dude. That was absolutely insane to see them go and score all those goals like they did yesterday. That was pretty damn good yesterday with Fort Lauderdale United. And by the way, you can also call them for tickets, 954-241-0618. You can also buy some kits, gears, shirts, hats, sweaters. They got a store at 7601 Southwest 39th Street in Davie. It's a really cool place. 7601 Southwest 39th Street in Davie. You'll see it, and they got all kinds of stuff there if you want to buy any gear from the Fort Lauderdale United and support them as always. All right. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. And the great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. Custom printing and embroidery. Call my guy, Alan Blanco. As again, Saturday, beyond Bankcard Field, Fort Lauderdale United hosting the Carolina Ascent. Sunday at 7:30 at Hard Rock Stadium. Number 6, Notre Dame visiting number 10, University of Miami. Notre Dame favored by 2.5. The over and under is 49.5. Minus 135 on the money line for Notre Dame, plus 110 for the Miami Hurricanes. Sunday at 8 o'clock, League's Final Cup, Seattle hosting Inter Miami. Go Herons, baby. In bad news, the Miami Dolphins outside linebacker Ryan Crowe was arrested for domestic violence charges. He is still in jail as we speak. He has been placed on administrative leave. The victim did not suffer any serious injury and did not receive medical attention. We will find out more. Also in Cowgirl land, Dallas traded Micah Parsons to the Packers for defensive tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-rounders. They free up $19 million. Parsons, by the way, signs a 4-year, $188 million deal. $120 million of it is fully guaranteed. He just turned 26 in May. By the way, Micah Parsons is one of 2 players in NFL history to start off his first 4 years in his career with 12-plus sacks every year. You know who the other guy is? Reggie White. You know who Green Bay traded for and was a generational player for them? Reggie White. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. A little bit of sun. All right, don't forget you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. You can also make a Chainlink and Solana donation. And by the way, Bitcoin is at a sweet dip. I just took advantage. 108.50 427 right now. It's a beautiful dip. It was at 124, dude. It's going to move those 16,000 like it's nothing. It's like these are gifts, absolute gifts that you're being handed. Not that I'm a financial advisor by any stretch. I mean, it's not like I was telling you about Bitcoin when it was 16,000 or 20 or 22 or 25 or 30, and we're here at 108. And if you're concerned at 108, you a fool. All you got to do is keep stacking, stack, Jack. Jesus. What is the percentage that it's down now from 124 to 108? Can you figure that? Are you good in math there? Can you do the percentage? I'm going to guess ballpark. I'm going to go about 11 to 12%. You're getting something like that? I don't know. You got to do the math to get exactly. But I'm going to guess from 124, we're down to 108. I think you're gaining about 11%, maybe 12. I don't know. We'll see. He'll figure it out now for me. Maybe 13. Wow. This is Chappelle doing Rick James. That's all it is. That's that gif, that gif. Chappelle just doing the Rick James, bitch. It's just like a gift. Here. Patton Ash. Oh, well, he's actually smart. So we'll go with Patton Asheville. 13%. It's a 13% gift. And Sean says that's what he did. So he got it right. It just here's 13%. You know, even if you didn't believe in a Bitcoin, you know, if I told you every time you bought a dip where it went down like 10, 15, 20, 30,000 and you bought it and then just waited for it to pass the old number again and sell right there, you made 13%. And you got out. You could have done it at 30 and it goes back up to 45 and then you sell. And it goes to 60 and it drops down to 45 or 40 and you buy it. And then when it gets to 60, you sell it all again and you just make the profit. You could do that over and over and over again. I think I gave you guys the stat. Here's a stat for you. Bitcoin has dumped 8% or more 1,063 times and bounced back every time. So it's just a gift. It's a gift. They're handing it to you. You know? They're handing it to you. The world is, Germany is in hell. We're in stagflation. And we'll be there for a while, and we'll be heading into hyperinflation next. You know, we've printed over $1.1 trillion in the last 48 days. We are printing money like we have never printed before. Every president prints more and more and more and more. It doesn't matter the party. This is a gift, dude. An absolute 13% gift. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. God bless all of you out there that are just taking advantage of it. Oh, man. What else do we have? Well said. Pipe Man Slim says, bye. I mean, it's just, I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like they say that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. I can't help you, dude. You know what I'm saying? That I cannot do, unfortunately. By the way, we are here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, and they are having the Season of Performance sales event going on right now, and it goes on through September 2nd. So we are in the final days. It has been the biggest sale of the year. The Integra right now, 2025 model, you can get it for 3.9% financing for 60 months, $299 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months on the new ADX. The 2025 model, that sedan is beautiful, $299 a month. How about the RDX? 4.9% financing for 60 months, $419 a month. The ZDX, we still have 2024 models. The Type S is the one we have. 0% financing for 72 months, $469 a month. The MDX Tech, that thing is like a spaceship, $10,000 off the MSRP. And of course, we also got a fleet of certified pre-owned vehicles right here at Craig's Inns, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Pipe Man Slim says, why sell? Oh, bye-bye. Pipe Man, I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about Brett Dodger. I'm not talking about Ocala Joe or, some of the true. I don't know if True Fin Fan's in. I'm not exactly sure if he's a big. He is? He has some? Okay. His daughter got him in. Okay, that's what it was. Those of us that really understand it, it's long term. But these short termers, these fly by nighters, these people that don't believe in it, if they just, for the hell of it, if they just had fun and bought this dip right now and held it and wait, and when it gets to 124, 125, 126, sell it all. Enjoy your profits, and then wait for another dip for the hell of it, just so they can make money and get out, because that's all they want to do. They're not like you and me that bought at 16 and at 25 and at 40, and we're still holding at 108 or 110 or 150 or 175. They're not us, okay? These people are rich. They're not struggling working class men like us. These people have money. They make better investments than Bitcoin. I'm just telling them that to come down to our low level here. And if they just want to make easy money, all they have to do is buy each dip and sell it when it gets back to its original point where it was on its max. That way, they can feel safe. They can get out, Pipe Man Slim. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they think the bottom's going to fall out any minute now. You and I, we know what's going on. You get it. You see what they're doing to our dollar and our economy, and it doesn't matter if you live in France or if you live in Germany or if you live in Russia or if you live in China or if you live in Japan, they're all going to shit. Okay. The only people that are living good are like the Swiss or something. Very few people. Everyone else is getting destroyed. But for those people that, they don't really know, they don't really follow, an idiot can just watch a dip, buy it, and sell right when it gets back. An idiot, a monkey, can learn how to do that. Okay? So if you can't do what a monkey can do, I can't help you. But, it's bounced back 1,000. What was it? How many? 39, 63? What the hell was it again? It's bounced back 1,063 times. You think this is not going to be 1,064? So that's my point. So for those of you that don't believe, I bought it today. So I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to make this 13%, but I'm not selling when it crosses 124. I'm just going to keep stacking with everything else that I bought cheaper. That's all. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about that because it's for my daughter anyways. It's not for me. That's kind of the way it goes. But I'm just saying, for the people that don't believe or whatever, it is money in the bank. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a lot smarter than your financial advisor. But I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my financial advice, because none of this is financial advice, even though I'm smarter than your financial advisor. But hey, what can I tell you? Anyway. Big O, no one can time the short-term market, although many think they can. Long-term is the win. Exactly. But right now you can time it. Right now you're being gifted. Am I not right? You can time this. It's sitting there at 108, 109. Take it, bro. And take the test. You know, Sprite or Coke or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, they always tell you take the taste test, right? Take the taste test of Bitcoin. Just go to Cash App right now and buy $10, 50, 100, whatever you can afford. Open up a Cash App account. It takes you like 3 minutes. Buy it right now for $100. Take the test and watch it just go right over 124, and you'll have $113. And you're going to go, maybe I'll sell. Got myself a free lunch at Burger King, right, for $13. Oh, man. Anyway, what I do love is when finally someone does it and they stay in and they get it. And then they realize, and they're like, man, I should have done this earlier, bro. I should have listened to you earlier. Pat, you are smart. Compared to us, you're a genius, bro. Trust me. It's not many brain cells in my head. That's for damn sure. You got any? No? Okay. So, yeah, we don't have too many here on this show. Dolphin Dave says, I have a big coin because of you, Big O. There you go. Or I think he means Bitcoin. But, you know. But it is Dolphin Dave, so it could be big. You never know. You never know with Dolphin Dave. Jerry Jones, by the way, this is funny, dude. I mean, after everything that went on with Micah Parsons, you go and trade this guy. This is a franchise player. This is a quarterback on defense. This is Reggie White. This is what you're trading. You're trading for a player that you must game plan for. Do you know how special that is? A guy that the offensive coordinator needs to know where he's at all times. Everyone on the offensive line needs to know where Micah Parsons is at all times. I gave you the stat. He's only the second player in NFL history to open up his career. First 4 years with 12-plus sacks every year. The guy just turned 26 years old. They will get all of this contract, barring injury, of course. But they will get Micah Parsons for the full load of this contract. They might even be able to give him a second contract to kind of finish out his career and everything for a couple years, because you can still play at 31, 32, still be productive. Maybe you're not going to be the player you are now for the next 5 years, but, you know. And you just added a player that increases your chances so much to win the Super Bowl. If your offense, and if Love is the real deal, and if that offense is for now, that defense has got, are you kidding me? And you end up I'm not here to pick on Kenny Clark and solid player, dude, good player. But you end up with 2 late first rounders, because Green Bay is going to be good, right? I would imagine they're going to be pretty good. If they don't win the Super Bowl, they should be in the top 4, 5, 6 teams, right? For argument's sake. So you're going to have a late round pick 2 years in a row. That for you to find another Micah Parsons late in the first round is going to be so freaking difficult. This makes no sense whatsoever. And this is just when you do shit on the fly, when you're a clown like Jerry Jones, when you really are not committed to winning. And this is why Jerry has never accomplished anything. Everything that was accomplished by the Cowboys was accomplished by Jimmy Johnson, not by Jerry Jones. Okay, once Jimmy left, yeah, they won the next year with Switzer, but that was Jimmy Johnson. That's Jimmy Johnson's 3rd Super Bowl, not, you know, the one place where I can tell you Jimmy Johnson excelled and you can never pick on is Dallas. Okay, I can tell you, there's lots of things I'm unimpressed with when he was with the Dolphins. And I can tell you I'm also unimpressed with the Canes, too, because he underachieved with the Canes. Okay? In my eyes, he had the greatest Canes team in 86 and lost the championship because of his stupidity. But in Dallas, there is not anything you can pick on. That guy made anything and everything happen for Dallas in those days. Without Jimmy, they never have those 3 championships. And that I will never take away from you. Cannot. That is Hall of Fame, everything he did there. Hands down. I can question a lot of the other stuff he's done. But that one you can't. But what's Jerry done? Nothing. Scared away Parcells. He puppets all his coaches, all his players. It's like he's like an owner on a plantation. And he wants to make everything a joke. And he wants to make everything like nobody matters. I'm the only one that matters. It's my world and you're living in it. And I'm glad Micah Parsons and his agent told him to go F himself. I don't know if they ever told him to shove the deal up their ass or whatever. I don't know about any of that. But they just really basically told the Dallas Cowboys to go F themselves. And for you Cowboy fans, listen, you can be a Browns fan or a Dolphins fan or a Bengals fan or whatever. And these are bad teams in the history. And I know the Dolphins were really good back in the day, but I mean, as of late and all that, and they don't accomplish much and they're a mess and whatever, but nothing's like the joke that Dallas is. Because Dallas is really, like everybody else is trying to compete, whether Mike Brown does it in his own cheap ways or whatever, or Stephen Ross does it in his funky way, or the Raiders or whatever, but they're all trying to win. Dallas is not trying to win. And if you're a Cowboys fan, it's just kind of, it's a joke. It's a joke, basically. And I'm not saying that you're waiting for the old man to die or retire or go away or something, but you're kind of waiting for the old man to die, retire, or go away or just something. You are. Because it's the same thing as a Donald Sterling. It's the same thing as a Marge Schott. It's the same thing. It gets to a point where you see where the person is at. You're not going anywhere with that person anymore. However they're wired wrong. And they're not wired in a way that will assist your organization in succeeding. And that's really the basic problem with the Dallas Cowboys. I think most of us with a brain know that it's all on Jerry Jones. The reason why they are a joke is because Jerry Jones is a joke and always has been. For all the great businessmen stuff that they give him and all that other stuff, but he's a joke overall when it comes to football. When it comes to what matters, he's a joke. So he makes a lot of money. So do the Kardashians. Does it mean that I want to idolize or be the Kardashians? No. I don't care how much money they make. Maybe it's a priority for you to only have money and not have any scruples. But yeah, no. For me, scruples is a little bit important. It's a little bit important. So, yeah, because some guy told me, well, he wins because they make a lot of money. And I gave him that same line. I gave him the Kardashian line. Yeah, they make a lot of money too. Doesn't mean I want to be a Kardashian. Doesn't mean I want to live like a Kardashian, be a Kardashian, idolize a Kardashian. Yeah. By the way, I see Alina Habba is a lawyer. And then apparently, like, Kim Kardashian's waiting to become a lawyer. Is it getting easier to become a lawyer? Did they, I don't know, did they do, multiple selections there on your answers on the bar? Multiple options? What went on there? Is there only 2 questions or something for the bar? I'm seeing some people that either one passed the bar or the other one's waiting for the bar. But yeah. And I know when it comes to the bar, The Kardashians are very well known with the bar. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink or Solana donation, which we always appreciate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Big O, Finn Rule says you don't trade him to Green Bay Packers team, who, by the way, is the last team to whip your ass in the playoffs. Pep says Jerry Jones still trying to outdo Jimmy with the Walker trade. What a dumbass move. Finn should have offered Phillips for Micah Parsons. They wouldn't want Jalen Phillips. What? Again, another silly Dolphin fan that doesn't really get, why would anybody want Jalen Phillips, dude? What is wrong with some of you out there? Why would anybody want a guy that has not stayed healthy at all and is up for a contract next year? Why? Why would anybody want Jalen Phillips? I like Jalen Phillips, but we have to be honest. He can't stay healthy. He's not very valuable anymore. The only way Jalen Phillips builds value is if he actually stays healthy for 2 years. Not even 1 year, because 1 year would be a fluke for Jalen Phillips to stay healthy. If he could stay healthy for a year, that would be a fluke. It's like some of you, like do you think there's anything wrong with Kenny Clark? No, not physically, not mentally, nothing. He's a really good player, and they don't have to worry about that. Dolphin fans always think that their trash is somebody else's treasure. It's freaking amazing, dude. Our trash will be their treasure. Nobody wants Jalen Phillips. Not a goddamn person wants Jalen Phillips right now. Nobody's trading anything of substance. Yeah, they'll give you a 5th rounder for him right now. Nobody's trading anything of substance for a guy that cannot stay healthy. Those are the facts of Jalen Phillips. He cannot stay healthy. He couldn't stay healthy in training camp, dude. He came back from an injury to get another injury. Love Jalen Phillips. Great dude, great heart, great family, all of that. But, I'm paid to do a job here. I get it. Some of you just want to, make jokes. Because if it's a real opinion, it's actually a joke. Like I got on Twitter today with cloud seeding. Like you see the flooding in Saudi Arabia, people driving around, and some guy goes, no, it's cloud seeding sometimes. Yeah, right. Okay, dude. Yeah, it was cloud seeding in New Jersey also. Like they pick and choose what cities will be cloud seeding. Yeah, let's purposely flood our own cities. Well, maybe you should say it's a joke or something. Or you realize how stupid it was, and now you realize you gotta back out and say it's a joke or something. I don't know. Okay. Anyway. The Herschel Walker trade in Dallas helped Jimmy. Well, it doesn't matter what trade he made. He took advantage of Mike Lynn, and Mike Lynn was an idiot, and he took advantage of him. I'm guessing Jalen Phillips is one more season-ending injury away from. Oh yeah, definitely from retirement. Yes. Well, he's another injury away, at least from the Dolphins saying "Sakao." We pull a Santana on your ass, Sakao. Because you think about it, he just came back from major surgery and he got leg whipped and was out again. And you got to handle him with kid gloves. You can't sign a guy like that for long term at all. In fact, you can only give him a 1-year deal even if he stays healthy this year. You can't give him a long-term contract. It would be dumb until he proves it for 2 straight years. And then you can take the chance. Because with Jalen Phillips, unfortunately, you will be taking a chance for the rest of your career because he's just an injury-prone person. He's been like that for several years now. Whatever it is, the dude has bad luck. Whether it's a moped, whether it's a concussion, whether it's getting leg whipped, whatever it is, or just firing off the line and blowing your Achilles. Untouched. It's the weirdest thing, unfortunately, for Jalen Phillips. Phenomenal human being, freak of a talent. But I'll tell you the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, as the injuries pile on, the talent starts to go backwards, because you will not be the same player if you continue to suffer injury after injury after injury after injury. So, anyway, Cortez Kennedy. Yes, sir. I guess he's back still with the Manny Navarro interview. That's probably what it is. He's doing that. But we're going to find out on Sunday. If they don't have a fat guy in the middle to dominate like they've had in the past, that's when you know the U is back. That's when you know their defense is back. That there's a Vince Wilfork there. There's a Russell Maryland there. There's a Jimmy Jones. There's a Jerome Brown. You know, there's a Calais Campbell. When you see that at that spot, that's when you know the Canes are back on defense, because you will not, there's no special Canes team without that fat guy in the middle. It just doesn't exist. When the Canes are the Canes, you got to have that guy in the middle. And we're going to find out if they have that guy in the middle, because Sunday night, boy, they're going to get tested. They're going to want to run over the Canes every single down. We're going to find out if the Canes have the balls, the physicality to actually last on Sunday night. It's what I'm hoping the Dolphins can develop on offense. You know, I'm hoping that the Dolphins can develop a physical offense that can punish people. That would be absolutely phenomenal if we can do that. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. Question I put on the chat board, on the headline. It says, who will get it done first, Miami Dolphins or the Hurricanes? And what I meant by that is, we've been missing a really good football team for the Miami Hurricanes and for the Miami Dolphins now for over 2 decades. Correct, Sean? You all would agree that, right? I mean, well, for the Dolphins, it might be well over, 3 to 4 decades. But in general, in this century here, in the 2000s, it was the Canes right at the beginning of the century, but really the last 20 years has been a nothing, right? A nothing burger. So let's just go over the last 20 years. It's been a nothing burger. And in the process, you lost something. It's not your fault. It's never really your fault. It's never really your fault in any city or any town in the world. It's called home field advantage. I remember walking into the Orange Bowl, whether it was a Canes game, whether it was the Dolphins, and the amount of confidence that oozed out of you was awesome. And it was fun. And it brought out the pure emotions. And that stadium would rock. And, some people say, oh, well, that you had a home field advantage. We have none here at Hard Rock, Joe Robbie, whatever the hell it's been called over the years. And is it really the stadium? Is it really the people? Or is it really the team? And so the race now is to create that home field advantage, which you easily can at Hard Rock. And especially now that they added that roof, that traps in the sound even more. But it's the team. Since we got to Joe Robbie Stadium, unfortunately, the Dolphins have never been respectable. And the Canes, by the way, have also never been respectable, right? Pretty much. Since they've been at that stadium. right? Because when they won in 01, they were in the Orange Bowl. Right. Well, yeah, they beat Notre Dame. Right. But outside of that, they've been in at Hard Rock, right? So you haven't had home field advantage. And again, the Panthers didn't have a home ice advantage. They do now. Because once you start winning and you convince your fans you will fill your arena or stadium up, and then you get them enthused. You know, the most BS thing that is ever talked about in sports is that it's your fault if the stadium's not packed because you should be there for your team every week. No, dude. No. Tickets are too expensive. It costs too much to do all this stuff. It takes a lot of time, a lot of work. Okay. If I'm going to put all that work in, you need to match me, bro. And the Dolphins and the Canes haven't matched you guys forever. And that's why they don't have home field advantage. That's why the visiting team can get a bunch of fans in there. The day you get back to being respectable, tough, and you win the big games like the one on Sunday night on a consistent basis, that's when you get the home field advantage. That's when you get that extra edge for your team. But nobody has that edge if you don't have the team. It's just not the way it goes. Unless you've been doing it for decades and then you had an off year or two and your fans are still rabid and they're there with you because, okay, you got a little bit of a peak into your valley. That's understandable. But when you've been in a valley for decades, yeah, dude, no, there's no home field advantage. And it's not your fault. So if anybody ever tells you, oh, no, we're bad fans. No, we're smart fans. Okay? You want support? Do your part. Make the playoffs. Win big games. You don't even have to win championships in this town. They'll support you. But if you win championships, then you're really going to get crazy-ass support like you're watching with the Panthers. And that's hockey. Football is our monster. But it's unfortunately been a sleeping giant for our Dolphins and for our Canes. And on Sunday night, the Canes have an incredible opportunity to do something that neither one of these football teams has done in decades. Build a real home field advantage by providing a real football team. That's it. Hey, by the way, you fake Marlins fans, you showed up for a couple of weeks there because they won a couple of games. You started to create a home field advantage. Why? Because they put together a couple of wins. Can you imagine if you do it on a consistent basis? Wow. I wonder how they'll respond. That's why you got to be committed to winning. If you want your fans to be committed, you need to commit to winning. Let's see what else. Brett says one of the best availabilities in pro football remains availability. Far too many injury-prone players. Yeah, that happens a lot. In the NFL, there's a lot of injury-prone players, dude. It's because it's a brutal game. A lot of teams have it. It's not just us with the bad luck. A lot of teams have bad luck, man. It's just a few that have good luck and have a good team. It just becomes a beautiful season for them. NorCal says, we need 11 of you to hit the like button, get Big O to 100. Let's go. We need 10. 10. And easily there's like 40 people that are watching that haven't hit the like button with the turnover in the last couple of hours. They could easily get us to 100, NorCal. Thank you, my brother. As always, you've been with me for decades. So thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else do we have? Do the Canes or Dolphins still have a home team advantage? Nope, they do not, Jeff. And that's what we're hoping that they develop. The Dolphins, I don't think will develop that this year, but the Canes have the opportunity to start developing it this year. They really do. Phillips will end up being like Van Ginkel from Uwe to Wowie. Let's go, man. Let's hope so. He needs good luck. Is what he needs. Because you think about it, his injuries are kind of freakish, dude. It's a leg whip. It's coming out of the stance. It's a moped. Like it really isn't like the contact overall. It happens, but it's not like real football injuries and a collision and all that. It's kind of freakish, dude. It's bad luck, and he has a ton of it. So hopefully he can kind of like get through a few years of good luck. I mean, we all deserve it, and God, he's such a good dude. Nobody deserves better luck than Jalen Phillips because he really has a good heart. He really is a good man. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, the poor man has no luck whatsoever. He is injury prone as it gets. Sucks. Jose Lima says 2017 Notre Dame was 3 and Canes were 10, and that place was packed and the loudest it's ever been. Yep. And that's only short-lived, just a moment. Can you imagine if you do it on a consistent basis and you're winning the big games more often than not? You're not going to win them all, but more often than not, it would be pretty fun down here, you know? So it is what it is. Shame on everyone who's watching that didn't hit the like button. Come on. Thank you, One-Eyed Jack. Very nice of you. Dolphins will win with Weber. Okay. Weaver, you mean, but I get it. I am looking forward to it myself, my friend. I am looking forward to it. I cannot wait. I think there'll be a change this year, unfortunately. But not that I'm a McDaniel fan, and not that I really want to see change, but it's something that I think will eventually happen, unfortunately. All right, let me get to some music. We always do a little music here on the show. All right. Let me see what we got here. All right, let's start off with musicians born on this date of August 29th. Kyle Cook, guitarist with Matchbox 20, born in 75 on this date. Chris Gorman, drummer with Belly, born in 67. Feed the Tree. Good song. Let's see. Elizabeth Fraser, Scottish singer with Cocteau Twins, born in 58. Michael Jackson was born on this date in 1958. We lost him in 2009 at the age of 50. Rick Downey from Blue Oyster Cult, born in 53. Chris Copping from Procol Harum, born in 45. Dick Halligan from Blood, Sweat, and Tears, born in 43. That is musicians. Let's go with other famous people born on this date. And remember, if I don't give you the date, that means the age, that means they are no longer with us. Like British King Henry V. He was born in 1387. Just lost him, just recently. I was just hanging out with him, actually, last year. King Henry V. He and I were hanging. We were buds. Let's see. Philosopher John Locke. You thought he was on the island lost? No, he was a philosopher, John Locke. Born in 1632. Actress Ingrid Bergman, born in 1915. Actress Isabel Sanford, born in 1917. Hall of Famer Wendell Scott in the motorsports world, born in 1921. U.S. Senator John McCain, born in 1936. Actor Elliot Gould, born in 1938. He is 87 today. TV personality Robin Leach. Keep reaching for the stars, or what was it? What was the saying from the something? Keep reaching for the stars, but it was damn it. What was the line from Robin Leach? All right, go ahead, chat board. Damn, what is it, man? Something and keep reaching for the stars. Something for the sky, or keep reaching for the stars, or something, or damn it. Anyway, champagne wishes and caviar dreams. I remember that. Yes. So maybe the one I'm thinking wasn't Robin Leach. It was champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Yes, that was Robin Leach. That's how he would close. Yes. Maybe I was getting it confused with somebody else. Rebecca De Mornay, actress, 59. She is 66 today. Carla Gugino, 71. She is 54 today. She had her moment where she was kind of a smoke show. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays. Oh, it's Casey Kasem. That's what it was. See, I got him confused. Keep reaching for the stars. But didn't he say something else? Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. That's what it was. There you go. That's what I got wrong. Musician Liam Payne from One Direction, born in 93. That is famous people. Sean Stanley. Do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, I do. Willem Ruska was born on this date in 1940. Chick Tormenta turns 41. Kazarni Sin Bodhi is 52. And the legendary Stan the Lariat Hansen turned 76 on August 29th, 2025.
And Derek, thank you, sir, for helping us out. You put keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. That's it. That was I had the wrong person. So I got my leeches mixed up with my Kasems. It happens, It happens. All right, let's go and move over to music history, because I know you want to know, what happened today on August 29 in music history? Did anything big, did anything important happen? Well, the Beatles played their last concert before a paying audience at Candlestick Park in San Francisco to a sold-out crowd of 25,000. John Lennon and Paul McCartney, knowing that it would be their last concert ever, brought cameras on stage, took pictures between songs. Interestingly, throughout the final tour, the Beatles did not play a song from their latest album, Revolver. They finished the San Francisco show with a version of Little Richard's Long Tall Sally. I hate when they do that. Like, bro, you're the Beatles. You have enough music on your own. You don't need to do somebody else's music. I went to go see Gladys Knight, and I was so pissed. Half her set was like other people's music. I'm like, I came to see you, Gladys. I want to hear all your music. Anyway, in 77, Elvis Presley's body was removed from a Memphis cemetery and re-entombed at Graceland after 3 people were arrested attempting to steal the corpse. In 80, UB40 released her semi-debut, Signing Off. It climbed to number 2 in the UK, becoming the first reggae album to reach those heights. In 90, Bob Dylan performed at the Minnesota State Grandstand. I just want to move to Minnesota. In 92, Guns N' Roses peaked at number 3, in the Billboard Hot 100 singles with November Rain, which was their 6th and final top 10 single in the U.S. In 93, on this date, B.B. King led an all-star night of blues music at the Minnesota State Grandstand. I'm telling you, dude. In 95, Faith Hill released her second studio album, It Matters to Me. It featured Let's Go Vegas, the title track, Someone Else's Dream, You Can't Lose Me, and I Can't Do That Anymore. No, can't do. In 2005, on this date, Fats Domino, at age 77, was rescued from the flooding in New Orleans caused by Hurricane Katrina. In 2011, the Red Hot Chili Peppers released their 10th studio album, I'm With You, and it featured Adventures of Rain Dance Maggie, Monarch of Roses, Look Around, and Brenda's Death Song. In 2012, Kiss and Motley Crue performed at the Minnesota State Grandstand. Telling you, bro. Telling you. Moving to Minnesota. Anyway. Birthdays today, maybe that I did not have in that other list sometimes. Let's see. Charlie Parker was born today in 1920. And see. Anybody else that I did not mention? Did I mention Phil? Oh, well, it's just a manager, not important. All right, that's it. That is it with music history. That's what happened today on the 29th. Remember, we're going to be back Sunday night, broadcasting live. Okay? We'll be on after the Notre Dame game. Pat in Asheville says, Gladys Knight lives near me. Want me to have her call you and sing a few originals? Oh, yes, please. I was so disappointed. I'm sitting there with the wife, and I'm like, why are you doing this? You're Gladys Knight. You're freaking Gladys. I get it. You're super old at this point. This was like 10 years ago. And maybe you're tired of singing your songs, but, you know, I'm not. It's only my second time seeing you. The first time she sung Everything Gladys, but this was like in the 80s. And then I saw her like 10 years ago, 12 years ago or something. And I walked out so pissed with the wife because I was like, damn, dude, you're a legend. You're awesome. I want to hear your music, you know, but it is what it is. Oscar Rojas says, Big O, I know Greer is your boy, but my main issue with him is he sometimes takes too many chances and select players that are injury prone to have a history both in the draft and in free agency. What can I tell you, my brother? It has happened. They have taken some players that have been injury prone, and they took chances on Tua, which is very infamous, and it hasn't worked out. Well, it works out when he is healthy, but yeah, he chooses to do some stupid things and is unhealthy at times. But yeah, it happens. Look, they had Wilkins, and he was healthy the whole time, and then he gets injured over there, not here. So sometimes it's also bad luck, like AKA Jalen Phillips. It's not really like real football collision injuries. It's kind of like weird, freakish injuries. Most of his injuries are weird, freakish injuries. It's crazy, dude. It's hard to explain. It really is. Yes, sir.
Your boy, Andy Slater. Talking about your boys.
He got it already.
Well, this just in. Dolphins offensive linebacker Ryan Crow is accused of shoving a family member and looking like he was about to perform a takedown. Witnesses told police that the victim's feet were off the ground and Crow had his arms around the person. The victim refused to give cops a sworn statement.
Yeah, family stuff.
He then goes on to say the incident started over a conversation about past relationships. Police say the alleged victim is female.
Oh, wow. So she was lifted in the air. Okay, that's not good. I thought it was a guy. When you were reading it, I thought he had a and I'm like, oh, dude, he had a disagreement with like a cousin or a brother.
Slater made sure to put another underquote tweet, and then that's the last line of the whole thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know how everything. Somebody said, just the comments underneath it. Sounds like he's a good form tackler. Hopefully he teaches the defense.
I knew that's how it was coming.
Yep.
That's why I killed it off right away. I
Yeah.
knew when I said it, I knew people were going to say, well, hey, our linebackers are going to be aggressive since our coach is. You know, so it's just kind of the way it goes.
Then you talked about Neanderthals, right?
Yeah, it's football.
No, but one of the comments says, as long as it wasn't a woman, child, or elderly person, who gives a shit?
Right. Yeah, no, of course. Assault is never.
But obviously they didn't read it because he says the alleged victim is.
Right. Well, they rarely ever read. They just kind of glance at a headline and then just continue.
Probably didn't look at the follow the whole thread. He just looked at the first one and was like,
we're lazy, bro. That's how we end up with Biden and Trump in office for 3 straight times. We're lazy. It's kind of what we are as a country. It is what it is. Let's see. And by the way, Oscar, plenty of people like you want Greer gone. I get it. I understand. Her tour was called the No Originals Tour. That's on you. Yep, that's on me. There's no doubt. I screwed up on that one. All right. All right, we are done, folks. We appreciate everybody out there. Come on by and see our friends here at Acura Pembroke Pines. They've got the Summer of Sales Performance event going on right now. Larry Schlossberg is here, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people out here, man. And by the way, if you own or lease an Acura, Mike Chen and Jordan Ferber do excellent work. They can service your vehicle and a comfortable area to relax. They've got a little cafeteria, so if you want to buy a little pastelito or some kind of sandwich or have a soft drink or something, they've got complimentary water on the far left side. They've got TVs and you can relax. They've got tables so you can bring your laptop and work so you can be productive while you're waiting for your oil to be changed or tires to be rotated or whatever it is that you need to do to maintain that Acura vehicle, which is, of course, an absolute tank. It's amazing. Anyway, we appreciate all of you out there. We thank Larry. We thank, of course, Mr. Zen, as always. And we thank the great Sean Stanley, David Furones, Manny Navarro. We appreciate all of you out there. If you hit the like button, made a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show, whatever it is you did to support us, visit our amazing sponsors. Remember, you got the Canes game on Sunday. You got Dolphin season, Heat season coming up, Panther season coming up, Inter Miami's going on, Miami Marlins. If there really is a fan out there, you can get your gear at Caneswear. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. Visit all our amazing sponsors. They'll take care of you all year cooling. If you need some Suavis here in South Florida, and I'm talking about from Homestead all the way to Vero Beach, plus in Naples. Call our friends. They're open 7 days a week, 561-771-5773, or that 888 number there, 888-204-5554 for allyearcooling.com. We'll see you on Sunday night, post-game show after the Canes beat Notre Dame right here on the platform. Be good.
This is the Big O Show. This is the